Okay, guys, what's up? Mike here, head trader at True Trading Group. August 26th, we're starting the week off pretty strong here. ARCI. What we're going to talk about in this video is all about how to identify trade line support. Okay, there was one very specific moment that really got my attention on ARCI and has everything to do with the trade line. For those that do not know what the trade line is or are not familiar with it, it is the yellow line you see on my screen. It is the 9 exponential moving average. This is the moving average that I use intraday. Okay, this is the moving average I use intraday. It is a momentum indicator. It's a great indicator to use when a stock is making a clear, definitive, decisive move in one direction. This moving average should never be used when the stock is consolidating or trading in a range. It will mean nothing. It is strictly a momentum indicator that you can use when a stock is making a clear move in one direction. And a lot of times what you see is when a stock has momentum, it tends to hold support on the trade line, or when a stock, to the upside or the downside. Okay, when a stock has momentum to the upside, it tends to hold the trade line as support. When a stock has momentum to the downside, it tends to hold resistance at the trade line. Now, the trade line could be anywhere between the 8 and 12 EMA. Okay, I use the 9. But I know some traders that use the 8, the 10, the 11, the 12. They're very, very, very similar, but it's all about personal preference. I use the 9. And I'm going to show you a very specific moment in ARCI that got my attention, that was proof to me that that moving average was in fact support, and it was a safe indicator for me to buy in front of and catch a really nice move on ARCI. Okay, my entry was $5.73. My best take profit was $6.95. That's over a 20% gain. It was a really nice trade. Okay, it was a really, really nice trade. And I was able to add back to the position. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to break down this trade for you on ARCI. It was my only trade of the day and was all that I needed. Before I get into that trade, I want to remind everyone tomorrow is TTG Tuesday. The True Trading Group chat room is open, free for everybody. Come in tomorrow, see my screen, hear me on the mic breaking down my analysis. You guys will see exactly what I'm trading, and most importantly, you'll understand why I'm trading what I'm trading and what I'm expecting to have happen. And I'll walk you guys through my analysis and everything like that. Again, it's completely free tomorrow for everybody. If you guys want to join me tomorrow, go to truetradinggroup.com. Upper right-hand corner, click on TGD Tuesday. Fill out the form, and you'll get a link that'll give you access to our chat room for free. Okay, tomorrow, every Tuesday, chat room's open for free for everybody. So that's tomorrow. Now, let's get into this ARCI. Guys, small caps have been trading a lot better lately. Like we've been getting some pretty good action. We still haven't had that all-out short squeeze, low float type of move. Small cap shorters have not really gotten burned in a while. They're very confident holding on to their short positions, and rightfully so. A lot of small caps in the month of August have really died out after that first, hour push in the morning. The stocks have died out. They've rolled over. They've given back their morning gains. But the last couple of days, we've seen stocks start to really show us signs of life. ARCI today, RKDA today. Okay, RKDA ended up squeezing all the way up over $10. Was FFHL was another one on Friday. We're getting some pretty decent action. And I think soon, maybe within the next 2 weeks, I think we're going to get a monster all-out short squeeze. I think we're going to get like one of those low float stocks that goes from like $2 to $18 in one day. I think we're going to get one of those in the next couple of weeks, and we'll be ready for it because shorts are very, very comfortable right now. Traders that are shorting these small caps are very comfortable. They're very confident. You saw it today in ARCI. there were so many moments in ARCI where that thing could have really squeezed. It's a real small float. It really could have squeezed itself out several times. Then even at the end of the day, when it looked like all hell was going to break loose, you can still see those shorts never really gave it up, and you see it pulled itself all the way back in. So I think eventually we're going to get one of those all-day squeezes, and it can be a big one. I don't think it's going to happen, just yet. We're still have Labor Day, where things will be kind of slow, but I think maybe the first week of September, second week of September, I wouldn't be surprised if we get one of those all-day short squeezes. So just be ready for that. Now let's get to this ARCI and let's talk about the trade line. Here we are. ARCI, guys, opens up, takes off right off the bell. Had some pretty good volume as we surged our way higher. But what I want to point out to you is this action right here. On our first pullback, you can see right off the bell, we surged higher. We put in a high of the day right here, and then had our first pullback, and we pulled back right into the trade line. And I want you guys to notice the action that occurred after that trade line test. We touched that trade line and immediately catapulted up to a new high of the day on big time volume. So heaviest volume bar of the day, huge tail, first pullback, okay, huge tail right at the trade line and right up there to a new high. That was the first sign to me that this trade line is support. Okay, that there's support on this trade line. And if there's support on the trade line, that's an early indication that this stock has momentum. Because like I said, the trade line is a momentum indicator. Okay, it should really only be used when a stock's making a definitive move higher. So when I saw this action, this huge tail right through to a new high with heavy volume, I said, wow, that's a lot of buying pressure, okay, right in front of that trade line. There's support that trade line now. I'm going to look to see if there's now an entry opportunity for me with this trade line, and that's what really got my attention. Once I saw that action, ARCI, that's when I came on the mic and chat, told all of our members, gang, that was really strong support at the trade line. That's a good sign. I'm now looking to get long ARCI. Let's see if that trade line can really establish support and push this stock higher. So we got another pullback right into where? The trade line again. So right here on the second test of the trade line, when we held here again, started to bounce off that trade line, I got long right there. There's my entry after this trade line support showed me its face. Here's my trade announcements on the day. I'll zoom in. Long ARCI at 573. Stop loss 530 area. So there's 573 right there inside this green candle as we bounce off this trade line as the trade line showed me support. Right away, we pushed up there to test the high of the day. I sold 25% of my position right there at 610. Back to my trade announcements, took some off at 610. Just 25% of the position, just playing it safe. And now I'm looking for a trade line VWAP crossover and for the trade line to push us to new highs. We get another pullback right into where? The trade line. It holds support again. Another pullback into the trade line. We hold support again. Another one. We hold support again. Another one. We hold support again. Okay, you guys seeing kind of the theme here? Look at the support at this trade line. Okay, so after I sold 25% of my position right here, we got a trade line VWAP crossover right there. The trade line crossover VWAP, which is a bullish sign. The first time you get the trade line to cross over VWAP on a gap up, that is a bullish sign. And you look for it to push the stock higher. And you can see after we cross over VWAP, support, 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 push the stock up to new highs. And right here, when we pushed up to new highs, I sold the bulk of my position right there at 620. Here you guys can see at 1040, so 36 minutes after my entry, I took the bulk of my position off the table at $6.20 from the 573 entry, and now I'm down to 25% of my size. Okay, let me go back and delete all these arrows. You guys get the point with the arrows that supported the trade line. So now I'm down to 25% of my position. But now what I'm noticing here is this. Okay, look at all this resistance that was here earlier in the morning. Okay, all that resistance, we just broke through it, and we broke through it on a nice little increase in volume. So now I'm looking for, does this previous resistance now act as support? And look what else we have here. Look at the trade line working its way up to that previous high. So now we've got the trade line that showed us support all on that morning push. We just broke through previous resistance. We broke through the previous high with an increase in volume. Now the trade line has worked its way up to become an add support to that previous high. Okay, and once I saw right in here these two candles, actually three candles support at that previous high, you see that three candle support at that previous high, I added back to a full-size position right there at $6.30. Back to my trade announcements. Here we are at 10.50, added back ARCI at 6.30, stop loss 6.10. I loved this add back, okay? Because I've already taken the bulk of my position off the table. I'm able to add back to a full-size position with a very tight stop. And now even if this trade failed at this point, even if ARCI did that, and I stop out of this position, I'm still walking away with a profit on the trade overall because of the first two take profits. So by me adding back to a full-size position, I put myself in a situation to really hit a home run trade if this thing really starts to squeeze. While the worst case scenario for me now is I walk away from this trade with a single. Both scenarios, best case, worst case, I'm making money. So that is why I loved the add at that point. The trade line had already showed me support. The trade line's now lined up with that previous high. We just broke through that previous high with a nice increase in volume. Great setup. Okay, great setup. So I added back to the position. We push our way higher. We make new highs. Right there, I took some profit off the table on the add back. So here I added back at 10:50 a.m. at $6.30. Then at 11:07 a.m., I'm selling 25% of the position at $6.55 as we made a new high. Then you guys see the trade line works its way up. We hold support at the trade line again. Bang, we get further extension up to a new high of the day. And right there, I dropped the bulk of my position at $6.95. And now I'm back down to 20. It's actually about 20% of my position size. Okay, so now I'm back down to small size. Again, let's recap. Entry at 573, full size. Took 25% of the position off at 610, took 50% of the position off at 620, added back that to up to a full position at 630, took 25% off at 655, took half the position off at 695, and now I've still got one last small piece left. And I'm holding on to this to see if we can get an afternoon squeeze, but right at 2 o'clock. So right at 2 o'clock, this is when I was really looking for the stock, to start to do this. Okay, and give me that short squeeze going into the afternoon. So once we rolled it back over, again, we have not been getting that afternoon squeeze lately. So when we rolled this back over, I actually held through this pullback and I was patient with it. But once we had this pullback, this is where I exited the rest of my position right there at $5.97. As you can see here, sold out remaining $5.97. So on this last sell, I actually lost money because remember I added at 630. I sold out here at $5.97. But the first entry, first two take profits, okay, and the second entry and those two take profits. This is a really, really, really nice trade. And I held on to one last piece in case we squeezed. And we actually ended up squeezing to a new high during power hour and then rolled it back over. So you can still see we're still not getting that real big short squeeze continuation push. We haven't had one in a while, which is normal in the summer months. It's very normal. A lot of traders are on vacation. The volume's just not there to give you that afternoon squeeze. So we haven't had one in a while, and that's what I meant by shorts in small caps have been very confident lately. They've been aggressive and confident, and they've gotten paid for it. Rightfully so. They're confident for a reason, as they should be. But that's why I think that eventually, within the next couple of weeks, I'm starting to see better action in small caps, and that's why I think that we're going to get one of those all-day squeezes here pretty soon. I think within the next couple of weeks, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like a $3 to $15 move all within the same day. And if we get that, we'll be all ready to jump all over it. Okay, so again, guys, tomorrow, TTG Tuesday, go to TrueTradingGroup.com, register for TTG Tuesday. You'll get a link. It'll give you access to my chat room for free for the whole day. Come say what's up. I love to hear from you guys. Follow me on Twitter, MikeEdward_TTG. Like, comment, subscribe, flick that notification button. I love the love on YouTube. And if you guys come and chat tomorrow, say what's up. Shoot me a private message. You guys can DM me during the day. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know you're from the YouTube community, and we'll go about the trading day, and we'll look to take advantage of the action. Hopefully we get some good action like we had here today. All right. Take care, guys. I'll see you in chat.